Zoom. Yes, so this meeting will be recorded. So that way we can post it later on for our families who are not able to be here. So if that is something that you do not want to be recorded, we do ask that you do turn off your videos, just so that way when we post this, you guys are not able to be seen. So it is being recorded. You can just hit continue if you got that notification. So thank you so much for spending your evening with us. We hope that this will give you a great understanding of our camp, what is in store for 2022, as well as answer any questions that you may have. So we're going to kind of go in order of the packet, the handbook that we have. So if you don't have that with you, that's okay. We're just going to kind of go through everything. So if you have a spot where you can take notes, or if you are able to, get a piece of paper to jot those things down, that would be great. So my name is Allie Julian. I am one of the camp directors here at Sterling House Day Camp. My pronouns are she and her. This is my 7th summer here at Sterling House Day Camp as a director. When I am not at Sterling House, I am a kindergarten teacher at Blackham School in Bridgeport. And I am really, really looking forward to meeting all of our new campers, greeting all of our returning campers, and just having a great summer. So I'm going to kick it over to Michael. He will introduce himself, and then Amy.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Michael Rosati, he, him pronouns. This is my 5th summer here at camp. During the school year, I'm the Director of Youth Development at Sterling House, so I oversee our preschool and after-school programs, and I will be working the chat tonight. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to throw them in the chat, and I will respond right away, right in there, okay? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Capitian. I'm the Assistant Camp Director here at Sterling House. This will be my 10th summer. I have been with Sterling House for 12 years. During the school year, I'm the preschool director and preschool teacher here. And I am very excited to see a lot of familiar faces and to meet some of our new campers this summer.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Michael and Amy. So like I mentioned before, we are going to spend a lot of time going through the handbook. It's okay if you don't have it, but we do just want to kind of answer any questions that you may have and go through that and make it as clear and as organized as you can for your first day of camp. So for those of you that might be new or returning and want to meet our camp team, on Sunday, this coming Sunday, June 5th, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., we will be having our ice cream social. That is a totally free event. There is no sign up required. You can pop in at 2 o'clock or at any time that you're able to between 2 and 4 on Sunday to meet your counselor, meet the camp team. You will see a little bit of what the campgrounds look like. It's not totally set up for camp just yet, as we're still wrapping up preschool and after school, but just seeing the camp. Michael and I will be available for tours. We'll be having some tours. We'll be introducing ourselves and getting to know the team, and of course, enjoying a nice yummy treat. So if you are able to this Sunday, please stop by between 2 and 4 and come and see everybody. It's a great opportunity to meet new campers, returning campers, campers in your child's age group, and really get excited and kick off our summers nicely. Our primary method of communication for the directors is through email. Michael, Amy, and my email is all in the camp handbook, as well as you've been receiving a lot of communication from myself and some of it from Michael as well. I am the primary person that is doing all of the communication with families. So you're gonna see a lot of emails from me. We also have
Allie, I'm just going to pause you for 1 second. Some people in the chat are writing that not everyone's muted, so I think we're getting some feedback. So if people can just mute, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. All right. So again, like we said, communication-wise, it is Michael is popping into the chat right now. Our emails, you're going to see primarily your emails coming from me. However, you will see emails from Michael and Amy as well. A few days before a session, so for session 1, about a couple days prior to that Monday, you will get an email from me that has your camper information, who your camper's counselor is, any important information that you would need for the session in terms of field trips or camp-wide activities, events, things like that. All of that information will come to you a few days before each session. If your child is enrolled in more than one session, they will typically stay with the same counselor through the remainder of the summer and any returning sessions that they have. You will still receive that email a few days before the session starts, even if your counselor is remaining the same. And that's just to keep it consistent with you, continue communicating with you about any sort of activities or events that we have going on during that session. All of our groups are co-ed this summer. So every group is a co-ed group from mini all the way through 8th grade. We send emails almost daily. We like to include our families. We can't welcome our families into camp every day like we wish we could. So we want to bring a piece of camp home to you. So we do send email communication almost on a daily basis. If you are on Facebook or Instagram, we do post a lot of our campers' photos and events of things that have happened throughout the day. We do almost a daily Instagram or Facebook post as well. So that's a good place for you to see your campers, see what they did today, and see what kind of fun they had during camp. So what to bring to camp every day and on your first day. The campers are going to be primarily outside. Our camp is 90% outdoors. So having them wear something that is comfortable for the heat that is outside is really great for them to be wearing. An extra set of clothes is also helpful. You know your camper better than we do right now. So if they're the type of camper that might need an extra change of clothes, they get, they might get wet or they would need that, please provide that in their backpack. A bathing suit and towel is huge. They will be swimming every day. And during some of the blocks where they're not able to swim, they will have water toys and sprinklers and water squirters and things like that to get wet and have fun. So always make sure that they are bringing a bathing suit and towel. Sneakers, we are a sneaker camp. Please make sure, like we said, we're outside 90% of the day. So please make sure that all campers are wearing closed-toed shoes to camp. It just helps keep them safe and allows them to run around and do everything that they want to do and be as active as they can throughout the camp day. A lunch and a snack in a separate brown paper bag. We'll talk a little bit later on in the orientation about lunch and snack, but please make sure that if your child is bringing a lunch to camp every day, that it is placed in a brown paper bag. Having a camp of 200 plus campers, it can make it difficult to keep track of everybody's lunch boxes and reusable things. So we do ask that everybody use reusable or disposable things. Label it with your camper's name on it, in addition to your camper's counselor. So that would be really helpful. And the same thing with a snack. So that would be the morning snack. Making sure that we have snack usually around 10, anywhere between 10 and 11, making sure that they have that morning snack labeled with their counselor's name and their name on it as well. The lunches do get refrigerated, so they get placed in a large tote bag for their counselor. Each counselor has their own tote bag, and that bag will get placed in the fridge, so it will be refrigerated in the morning. So it'll be nice and cold when they have lunch. The snack does not get refrigerated. It will go in a similar tote bag to keep everything organized, but that stays inside. It does not get refrigerated. Please make sure that campers are bringing their own water bottle. We are outside. It is hot. It is summer. We want to make sure that they are staying very hydrated. We do not supply water bottles here at camp. So please make sure that they have one and they bring one with them labeled with their name on it. We have water stations throughout camp. So we have 2 water fountains on camp in Aaron's gym and inside of the auditorium. And we also have water stations throughout camp that we fill up and we refill as needed. So please make sure that they are bringing a water bottle. Different than last summer, this summer masks are optional. So you are able to make that decision with your family, whether or not to wear a mask indoors. Please know that we are not really able to enforce any sort of mask policy that you may have. So have that conversation with your family and with your camper. And our kids at after school and at preschool have been very respectful of each other and very respectful of their friends that are still wearing masks at this time. So again, that is up to you and your camper. Michael, are there any questions now that I should answer or?
Nope, it's been pretty quiet. I also sent everyone the handbook right there if they want to download that as well, right from the chat.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so continuing on with before coming to camp, on the first day of camp, everybody will receive their drawstring tote bag. It is a blue drawstring tote bag. It'll have your camper's name on it and their counselor's name. That's primarily the backpack that we want them to be using every day. The reason being, it just makes it easier if everybody has the same bag, the same size, they can fit inside of the counselor's laundry basket, which is what they are going to be carrying around with them throughout the day. It fits in there nicely. So please use that on the first day of camp or the first day of your child's session. You can bring whatever bag or backpack you want, so long as it's labeled. And then at the end of that day, they will come home with that reusable tote and they will bring that to camp every day. They will also get their camp t-shirt that day. Their camp shirt is not something that they need to wear every day. They would need to wear it on the day that they are going on a field trip, or if we are doing a wear your camp shirt Wednesday or a fun spirit day like that. And we would always notify you via email if that was something we were doing. The camp t-shirts are also great to tie-dye. So when we have our tie-dye week, that's always a big favorite to tie-dye that shirt. So that's what they will be getting on the first day of camp. And then of course you will use it throughout the remainder of the summer that your camper is here. As our COVID protocols kind of come to an end, we are not doing any contact tracing of any kind this summer. However, we do ask that you observe your camper for any illnesses before coming to camp, whether it be COVID symptoms or just any illness. Helping us stay safe, helping your camper stay safe is important. So please just observe if you see anything. Don't send them to camp if you think they're not feeling well or they're not 100%. If for some reason they are not coming to camp, whether it be for an illness or for any other reason, please notify us via email. Michael shared our emails, and again, they are in the handbook as well. You may also call Sterling House. That phone number is in the handbook as well. And I'm sure Michael can pop that into the chat too, but just make sure that you always let us know if your camper's not going to come in. This helps us keep, our safety measures up to code, and just making sure that we know where all of our campers are. If a camper is not called out, we will call just to make sure that everything is okay, similar to school. So that would be before coming to camp. As far as arrival and dismissal goes, so now we're going to kind of get into the camp day. For arrival and dismissal, for those that are registered for our AM extended program that begins at 7:30 and runs until about 8:50, 9 o'clock, we ask that you get out of the car and you escort your camper to the playground. AM extended will occur on the playground. This summer, the counselors will be on the playground to greet your camper, and they will have their sign-in sheet that they will check that the camper off on. So there's no paperwork, nothing that needs to be signed in the mornings if you are doing AM extended. In the event of a rainy day, we will not be using the playground. We ask that you do come in and escort your camper into the auditorium, which is through the back wing of the camp hallway. So that's AM extended. For the morning 9 a.m. drop off, for the regular drop off, we are continuing with our curbside drop off. So that will occur in 3 different locations. So if you do have a camper, if you have multiple campers from different age groups, you will need to drop them off in different locations. Inside of your handbook, you'll see a picture that has the aerial view of Sterling House that will show you where all of the locations are. First and second grade and mini kinder is in front of the garden area, and that is where Amy, our assistant camp director, will be escorting and helping campers get out of the car. Third and fourth grade co-ed is in the front lawn of Sterling House, which is where I will be helping campers get out of the car and get to their groups. And then inside of Sterling House, so you will pull into the Sterling House parking lot. That is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade co-ed drop off. And that is where Michael will be assisting with drop off. You'll drop off at that little pavilion area. You'll pull right up. So the photo is inside of our handbook. And if you do have any questions with that, I think Michael just shared it in the chat as well, so you can see it. Please take a look at that. So our drop off occurs starting at 8:50 a.m., going until 9:10 a.m. So we have drop off for 20 minutes. This drop off occurs rain or shine. So if it is a rainy day, we will still utilize the same drop off procedures. Instead of the campers being at a picnic table, they will be escorted by their junior counselor or their counselor in training, which are our high school volunteers. They will be escorted into camp by one of them and brought to their location. After 9:10, any campers that need to be dropped off later than that, please make sure that you are parking and you are walking them into Sterling House under the pavilion area. You will see one of the directors there, or our first aid director, will be there to help you sign your camper in and escort them to their group. There is no parking at Sterling House at all, to just kind of alleviate traffic during that arrival procedure. So 8:50 to 9:10 is when there will be no parking at Sterling House at all. But after 9:10, once our arrival is completed, if you need to drop your camper off, you are able to pull into the front parking spaces at Sterling House. If you are not interested in utilizing drop off and doing the curbside drop off, you are more than welcome to park at the Baldwin Center or the library next door and walk your camper into camp. You are more than welcome to do that, but there is no parking, like I mentioned, at Sterling House or on the curb. So that would be arrival. Dismissal would be at 3:30 p.m. We typically begin dismissal around 3:20, just to kind of help transition and be more efficient with our pickup. Our pickup will occur on the front lawn and the garden. So all of our campers will be dismissed on the front lawn and the garden area. There is a metal, there is a fence that you will see, and in the front of the fence, each counselor has their name listed there. So you will line up kind of on the other side of the fence where the road is, and you will wait for your camper to be dismissed. The counselors will come up, they will check IDs, especially if it is the first day. If it's the first time anybody has picked up, we will check IDs, and we will always make sure that they are on the approved pickup list. That was one of the pieces of paperwork that we needed from you, where you had your approved pickup list. The guardians, the legal guardians of the child, are able to pick the camper up, as well as anybody that is listed on your approved pickup list. If for some reason you are running late and somebody that's on the approved pickup list is not able to pick them up, and it is somebody new, please utilize our email or our camp office phone number to call us and let us know, and make sure that that adult has their ID. The IDs are really important. It helps us make sure that everybody's going home safely with who they need to go home with. So please know that, even if you are mom or grandpa or aunt or uncle, we do need to check those IDs, especially the first couple of days, as we start to get to know who you are and you get to build that relationship with your child's camper. We ask that all children are picked up by 3:30. If campers are not picked up by 3:30, we will bring them into the camp office and we will begin to call home. For the extended day pickup, which is the PM extended, that runs from 3:30 to 6 o'clock, your pickup procedure is a little bit different. You will still need to bring your ID. We will still be checking the ID, but you will be picking up your camper out on the playground. So the counselors will be out on the playground with the sign out clipboard, and they will be signing your camper out on the playground. Again, please make sure that you bring your ID, and the same procedure goes for late pickups for 6 o'clock. If you are picking up after 6 p.m., we will bring your camper into the office and we will call home. Our late pickup policy is highlighted in our handbook, so please, I encourage you to take a look at that. We do ask that, you know, we are human, and we understand that sometimes people run late, life gets in the way, and you might be late. So please just call us and let us know if you are running late, just so that way we can better prepare. And that's just for your camper's safety as well. So the late pickup procedure and those fees are listed on page 9 of your handbook. So just please take a look at that. And I believe that's everything on pickup. One thing to note about pickup is it is different than arrival. It is not the curbside, like I mentioned. So you are able to park inside of Sterling House and on the street to pick your camper up. So there are no parking restrictions during pickup. It's just during arrival. If you do need to pick your camper up before 3 o'clock for any reason, we do ask that you come right into the camp office. That's where you will sign out your camper. If you need to pick them up early for any reason, please bring your ID and we will have your camper be escorted to the office for dismissal. We do ask that there are no late pickups or early pickups, I apologize, after 3 p.m. That's really when we start doing our dismissal and we start getting everybody organized, we clean up for the day and we get ready. So having a camper at that transition period leave early is difficult for us. So we do ask that there are no early pickups after 3 p.m. And I think that's it as far as arrival and dismissal goes. Michael, is everything good in the chat?
Yes, we have some questions about pool and lunch, but I said that you would get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, yep. We're actually going to talk about the schedule really quickly, and then we're going to go into lunch and food. So that's perfect. Okay, so our camp day runs from 9 to 3:30. So your camper is involved in many different activities throughout the day. They go from Aaron's Gym, which is a big turf complex, to the playground, to the pool. They have STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. There's arts and crafts, there's music and drama. So there's a lot of different things that your campers are doing throughout the day to keep them active and engaged. The schedule, there are 40-minute blocks. So there are 8 40-minute blocks throughout the day with a 30-minute lunch at 12 o'clock. So they will follow that schedule. Like I said, they get pool every single day. So please make sure that they wear their bathing suit or they bring their bathing suit and their towel every single day. In the event that it is raining and we are on a rainy day schedule, camp still occurs. We are inside. We are throughout the house. We are in various locations throughout the house. If it is thundering and lightning, we do not have pool, but if there is just rain, the campers do love going swimming in the rain. So we do still have the pool during rainy days. So that's kind of a snapshot of our schedule. The schedule changes each session, so that way your camper has a little bit of consistency for 2 weeks, and then they do get a little bit of a change. So if they had pool, right after lunch and they didn't really enjoy pool after lunch, they get to kind of have a change for a different session. Those schedules are not sent out to families. However, they are posted on the camp inside of the camp office in the hallway. So if you ever would like to look at your camper's schedule, see what they're doing throughout the day, find an opportunity to pop into the camp office and take a picture of the schedule. And like I said, it changes every session. So I'm going to hop over to Snack Shack and lunch because I know a lot of people want to hear about that. So our lunch program is coming back this summer. We just received confirmation that it will be running from June 27th to August 12th. So it will be running from June 27th to August 12th, Monday through Friday. There will be a menu. Once we get that menu from Sodexo, which is our food company, we will be sure to send that to families. Typically, it is a cold cut sandwich with a bag of chips or pretzels or goldfish, and then a fruit or a vegetable along with a milk. So that is typically the sample menu of lunches. That's pretty much it. It varies between ham and bologna and cheese and things like that. There is a vegetarian option, which is a cheese sandwich. So if that's something that your camper needs, please let us know. In addition to to the lactose milk, we are able to also get that. So if you do have a camper with a dietary restriction that would require either of those things, please let us know. Those lunches, the campers will sign up with their counselor. So between June 27th and August 12th, if your camper is enrolled at camp, they are eligible for the free lunch program. So they would sign up with their counselor would order them a lunch, and then at 12 o'clock, that lunch would be delivered to them. So it is a pretty seamless process that we have. If you know that your camper needs a lunch and might not ask for one, just let us know, let their counselor know, and we'll be sure to always sign them up for lunch. We do order extra lunches just in case, just to make sure that everybody does have a lunch. The younger groups, so particular mini kinder, 1st and 2nd grade, those younger kids, the counselors will look in their bag, in their drawstring tote bag that they'll bring to camp, to make sure and see, do they have a lunch? Do they have a snack? And what do I need to sign them up for? So there is a little bit of that extra layer there too, with the younger kids who might not know to ask themselves and ask for a lunch. So that is our free lunch program. As I mentioned before, once I have a schedule or a menu of what it would look like, I will be sure to send that out to you. But just one more time, those dates are June 27th through August 12th. And of course, you're more than welcome to bring your own lunch. We are not a peanut-free camp. We are a peanut-aware camp, which means that if there is a camper in your camper's group that has a peanut allergy, we will notify you via email, and we will let you know of the the procedures of no peanuts in that group, or no whatever the allergy is in that group. So we will always let you know a few days before the session if your camper is not able to bring any peanut products. And the same thing goes with their counselor or their JC or their CIT. If there's any allergy in the group, you will be notified to let you know what you can bring for lunches. I think that about does it for lunches, Michael. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to talk briefly about Snack Shack. Snack Shack is our afternoon snack program. The campers get to visit the Snack Shack, which is on the camp premises in the garden area. So they will visit the Snack Shack. They will get one snack and one drink every day for free. That is included in the cost of their tuition. So they will get to go in the afternoon. There are novelty ice cream bars, popsicles, ice cream sandwiches, chips, goldfish, fruit snacks, cookies, a lot of yummy treats in there. And in as far as drinks goes, there are juice boxes, Gatorade, and Powerade. So they will be able to get a drink and a snack. On Fridays, we do have Rita's Italian Ice that is coming and is back this year. So every Friday, the campers will be able to get Rita's Italian Ice if that's something that they want as well. So again, that Snack Shack is included in their tuition, and that serves as their afternoon snack. So the snack that the family is providing is for the morning, and then the Snack Shack is the afternoon snack. We do a lot of session activities, camp-wide activities, weekly themes, dress-up days, anything that we would do that we would involve or engage the families on, we will send to you via email so that you can see what your camper is doing every day of the week and what kind of fun they're having throughout the week. We will send that to you, like I mentioned, a few days before that session or that following week. It is also something that is posted in the hallway at Sterling House, in our camp hallway. We will always post like our daily themes and activities and what's going on for the week. So if you are a parent or a guardian that's able to come into camp and get a look at that, that is posted and will be available as well. Any sort of camp-wide activities, in-house trips, or Rita's water ice, the ice cream truck. If we do any sort of weekly food ordering where one day the groups are ordering McDonald's or Wendy's, anything like that is included in the cost of tuition. So there is no money that is needed for that, and they will sign up with their counselor. So I'm going to transition over to field trips and special activities, which is something that is a camp favorite and that has changed a little bit this summer. So campers will still get to experience one field trip or activity per session. So this may include traveling off-site or having a guest visitor come to us. For optimal safety of our campers and our camp staff, we have decided that Mini K 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, so Mini K 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th grade co-ed groups will have their field trips come to them. So this would include any sort of jump bunch activity. There is the zoo that is going to be coming to us and letting us pet those animals and give us more of a one-on-one experience. It allows us to provide our campers with the best camp experience that we can possibly give them, while also allowing us to stay safe. So again, those Mini K 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th campers will have one special activity per session that comes to them, that comes to Sterling House, and that is on site. Campers in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade will have one field trip per session that is off-site. Those field trips can include Lake Placid or the aquarium, or hiking, going to the beach, things like that. So there's a lot of the Pez Factory. There's a lot of fun activities that 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders get to experience outside of camp. Those experiences are going to be provided by a bus. We are using the bus company, and we are utilizing, I believe, Michael, it is Durham, correct? The Durham Bus Company, which is also the bus company that the Stratford Public Schools uses. So we will be using that bus company to transport our campers safely to and from Sterling House. And any information about the special activities coming to camp or about field trips that your camper will be going on, those will be all given to you via email. There is no permission slip needed for anything that's coming to Sterling House for any of those younger campers. The older campers will have a field trip form, and that will be a Google form. So for those of you that were here last summer, we started using the Google form method where we had all of our permission slips online so families could fill those out to eliminate any sort of paperwork or papers needed. So that will all still be online and available to you via email. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to talk about the pool and the sunscreen policy. I think those are our last two things that we have to talk about, and then answer any other questions that you may have. So the pool that we have at Sterling House is 3.5 feet deep. We have a lifeguard and an aquatics director who is also a certified lifeguard. They are the ones that are overseeing the pool, ensuring camper safety, and have all of the proper trainings necessary to keep our campers safe in the pool. They are swimming every day. They will swim through they will swim for 40 minutes a day. All of those campers will receive a swim test at the beginning of their session. So if it's the first day, if it's the session 3 or session 4, they will receive a swim test for specifically those younger grades, which means that they could swim from one end of the pool to the other end of the pool without touching the side of the pool. So that will be administered on the first day of a new session for any new campers. They will be swimming with another group. So our ratio in the pool is 27 campers. So there will be 27 campers in the pool at most at one time. Not everybody swims every day. The counselors are encouraged and required to go into the pool as well to engage with campers and really just add an extra layer of safety while in the pool. Like I mentioned, our pool is 3.5 feet deep all the way around. So there is no deep end of the pool. We do have floaties that we provide if any child needs them, if any camper needs them, specifically those younger campers. So we have those. Please make sure, as I mentioned before, that they have their bathing suit and their towel every day. They will need that to swim. We do have 2 changing rooms. So we have a female and a male changing room. Those are observed and supervised loosely by the counselors. The younger campers, it's a little bit more supervision in those locker rooms. The older campers, it's more of having a counselor standing there, making sure everything is okay and that everybody's changing quickly and getting out into the pool area. There is also a bathroom in our camp office for a single stall for any camper who would like to change there, or who needs to change there for any reason. So that is also an option for them. Those locker rooms are cleaned and sanitized frequently throughout the day, in addition to all of our pool equipment. Michael, am I missing anything on the pool?
Nope, I was just gonna say in the chat though, our changing rooms are getting a little bit of an upgrade this summer. So for those of you who have been with us in the past, there's been curtains.
Yeah.
We're looking to get some increased privacy for our campers as well in those changing rooms.
Yes, thank you. All right, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about is our sunscreen policy. This is new for Camp 2022. There was no form that you needed to fill out that said, yes, I want my camper to receive sunscreen. It is just more of a passive consent. The expectation is that we are putting sunscreen on every camper unless otherwise noted. So I did send out, I believe maybe 2 to 3 emails with families over the last couple of months, informing them and letting them know about our new sunscreen policy, because a couple of our frequent camp families were asking about where those papers were and where that paper was, making sure that the campers will get sunscreen. Every camper will receive sunscreen. The only campers that will not receive sunscreen are families that have specifically asked that we do not apply any sunscreen to their camper. If a camper is getting our sunscreen, it is the Up and Up Target brand or the Banana Boat brand, SPF 30 or 50. So we do have those 2 sunscreens that we kind of rotate back and forth and we use. Sunscreen is applied twice a day. So we ask that you send your camper to camp with sunscreen on already, and then we will apply it at some point in the afternoon and after pool. So it really depends on their schedule and your camper's schedule and when they have pool and when they have, when the afternoon is. If they have pool in the afternoon, we're not applying it twice in the afternoon. We might apply it once in the morning instead before lunch, and then once again after they go in the pool. If you would feel more comfortable with providing your own sunscreen, please make sure that you let us know, and please provide that sunscreen with your camper every day. The best way to do that is to notify the counselor that your camper is getting their own sunscreen and giving us that sunscreen labeled in a Ziploc bag. So putting the sunscreen in a Ziploc bag labeled with their name on it. Sometimes when the name is on the sunscreen, it gets greasy and it can rub off and we won't be able to see it. So if you do that extra layer of communication by putting it in that Ziploc bag with their name on it, and then we're able to know who it goes to. But I think that about wraps it up. Michael, did I miss anything? Are there anything in the chat that I should be answering?
There was a comment, yes. So if you are okay with your child getting sunscreen, our sunscreen put on them, you do not have to do anything at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the sunscreen too, I don't know if I mentioned it. The sunscreen is applied by the counselor. So the junior counselor or the counselor in training, they do not apply the sunscreen. It is done by the counselors. So our counselors will apply the sunscreen. We use the spray. So it is just a spray sunscreen. And then they will spray it in their hands and place it on the campers' faces to get their face. The older groups, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, they might put the sunscreen in the campers' hands and have the campers put it on their face. But the counselor is the one that is administering it. Any other questions? I know that was a lot of information, so I appreciate everybody hanging on, but are there any other questions that anybody has?
So for extended hours, if you are looking to add them, you can email Donna Kelly, who's our office manager. I'll put her email in the chat, and there still is room for you to add those to your schedule. So I'm going to add that.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? I'm glad that you guys, we were able to help all these families and we're so excited for camp. Today being like the hottest day of the year definitely made us really excited for camp. It got us in the camp mood. So if we don't have any more questions, then I think that might be it. Thank you so much to everybody that joined. Thank you so much. We are so excited for camp. We cannot wait to meet your campers and see our returning campers. Just a reminder, our ice cream social is on this Sunday, June 5th, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. at Sterling House. Please, please, please stop by if you can. We would love to see as many camp families as we can. All right, thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. If Laura's still on here, she has a question. I can just respond.
Oh, I see. Yeah, perfect.
You can, if there's certain groupings that you do not think are appropriate, if there's a child that you would not like your child to be with, or you would like your child to be with, we do our best to accommodate that. As long as you just email Allie and I, we can do our best to make that accommodation for you.
Is there anything that you need for donations that if we wanted to donate for camp?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's a very good question. Yeah. No donation is too small. Any sort of outdoor toys or anything, there's a lot of, like the baseball, like the wiffle ball bats and the, any of those plastic toys that like we would play with outside. Those are always huge for us because, 200 plus campers use them every day. So we find ourselves replenishing those a lot.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
For all the information. All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye, Josephine.
Bye, Josephine.
Bye.